Hey guys, hi, this is Sanjay again. So in last video actually we set up the Google Cloud account with the $300 free credit and we downloaded the Cloud SDK. Then we set up the Cloud SDK then we already set it up in the cloud. We already set the Cloud SDK. Now let's create our first VM instance. So we'll do it using console as well as the Cloud SDK. And there is a third way you can do it using Terraform. Means there is an infrastructure, you can write a code and you can create a cloud instance. Means VM instance that we'll see later. So let's first create our VM instance using console, and then we'll use the Cloud SDK to create a same VM instance. So let's go ahead. So I'm on the page where we have our learning project selected, if you'll see. Now go here to the compute engine, just pin it. So you'll see it over here, means it will show you here. Let's click on create. You can say your name. First instance. Label, if you would like to add any label, like something like that. And see, if you won't create it, it doesn't matter. It's just the label that you are creating in order to see why exactly we are creating the VM. It's just the information part. Now, which reason you want to create that one? So let's create in East 1, and I'll create soon as East 1B. It's a general purpose, so we are creating a. So these are N1 powered by Intel, and there are two different type of generation that got. Normally you select the N1, and there are different powers that you'll get. Like if F1 macro, you get one CPU and 614 MB of memory. Then small one CPU 1.7 gig. Then N1 in standard. Then N1 in standard 2. So normally N1 standard 1, you'll get the 1 CPU and 3.75, and then multiply it by 2. So you'll get the memory and CPU. So we'll create the macro just because we are just testing it. Now keep the boot disks. Now there are different kind of OS you can select. Let's see what we can see. So there are some public image like Debian. You'll get the CentOS. If you need CentOS, you can select the CentOS. Red Hat Enterprise. CentOS is, I think, free. Debian is free, but Red Hat they'll charge you for that. But yeah, so we'll keep it same. You can create your custom image as well, and then you can use that one. You can create a snapshot, or if you have existing disk, you can use that one as a boot disk. But for now, we are just starting it up, so we'll use the public image. Debian Linux 9, and boot disk type. So you can select a persistent disk, means which is a normal persistent disk, or you can select the very fast SSD. So it's a solid state drive. If you want your performance should be very good, then you'll choose the SSD. But let's go ahead and select the standard persistent disk of 10 gig. I think it should be good. Allow default access, means it will allow the default access, and by default it creates the service account for you, so don't worry about that for now. Allow HTTP traffic, allow HTTPS traffic. We are not allowing that for now. So HTTP is TCP 80 port and HTTPS is TCP 443 port. But don't worry, we are not opening that one up because we are not expecting any HTTP or HTTPS traffic. These are some options like security. You can enable SSH, means if you are going to use PuTTY, means for SSH in order to log into this server. But I'll keep the details out. Disk, if you have Google managed key, means by default all the disk is encrypted by Google managed keys, but you can create your own key and you can encrypt the disk. Networking, by default we are using the default network, but we'll create our own network as well. I'll show you that. And all right, now startup script. Okay, startup script is the script which is going to run as soon as you will start the VM. So like there are some use case involved, like if you, as soon as the VM install, you want to install you would like to install, like yum install gzip yum. Alright, -y to automatic install, otherwise it will ask for the prompt. It will give us the prompt to say yes or something. So it will install the gzip as well as it will start up the VM. So this startup script is for that, means as soon as it starts up, it will run the command whatever you wrote inside it. Alright. Preemptable, we are using preemptable if you means if it is not production, if you they'll means Google will kill your VM whenever they want, so we don't want to do it anyways. Migrate to VM host, leave it as it is, automatic restart on. Let's create. Alright, it's creating our first instance. Right, that's cool. Your first instance is ready. So that's your first VM. See, instance ID, F1 micro, automatic choose CPU Intel. It has a label network, and if you see the network is default, it gives you the primary IP and external IP here. Your first instance is ready, and there is a tutorial. Keep it open. If you want to learn more about the VM instance, you can go to Google documentation and you can learn about it. So that's how you create your instance. Now you can create the instance using the gcloud command as well. So right, let's see. Now create instance. Now if you'll come here and if you'll select the machine as a micro, in end it will give you the command line, what the command line we have to run. Alright, I'll go with it. Alright, gcloud compute. So run gcloud compute, then you have to give the project name, which project you are, for which project you, in which project you are creating the instance. Then instance, create instance name, then which zone you are creating it in. If you have a default zone, you can keep it as a default zone. If you already have a default zone, now we'll give the machine type, which machine type is. Subnet is default, network tier is premium. And if you'll not give it, it should choose the default one. Maintenance type, we don't need that. It will take it as a default. Service account, we don't have to give it. It should choose the default one. Scope is fine. We don't have to give that one too. It should choose the default scope. Image we have to give. So image is, we are going to use the image as a Debian 9 search. Image project. Boot disk type, 100 GB boot disk type, PD standard boot disk. Device name stands to, it should give the name automatically, but yeah. Alright, so let's go ahead. Let's go to command line. gcloud config list. We already have a configuration set. It's gonna create the UST one. Let's set this one. So gcloud compute project instance created instance 2. Let's see what it does. Alright, that's fine. It's just giving us the warning. Alright, you see. So your instance is created, instance 2, name, instance 2, zone, US East 1, as we haven't given the zone here, so it took our default zone which we have in our config list. Machine type, F1 macro, preemptable, didn't say anything, internal IP, so it gave us the IP then it decided external IP for us and external. Now we have two instances, right? Now let's go back to the, now see, let's see the VM instance is created here. Okay, great. We have our instance 2 here. That's good. Now if you would like to see all the instances we saw on the console, you can see it on the command line too. You just have to run gcloud compute instances list, and it will show us all the instances that we have. All right, that's good. So we have two instances running, and that's great. Yeah. So guys, means whenever you are shutting it down, just clean up everything what you have done. You just wanna save the money, so you can delete the instances. All right, and just to go to this, I'll add this in my details. You can go to this page, Google Cloud page, and you'll see all the options that you can pass with the Google Cloud instance create. There are a bunch of options, and there are the details here, means for each of the option that you give. So you might need, you might want to see this page. I'll add it into my details, and that's it for now. Thank you. Before you go, I would like to show you how you can connect to the instance that we have created. So just click on this SSH, and Google will give you the prompt. It's like a putty where you can connect to the SSH. So let's see. All right, here you are. So now when you are on the VM, it's a normal Linux machine, so all Linux command will work for you. Yeah, I think that's what I wanted to add. Thank you guys.